Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome. I can see that people are really ready for Sunday school this morning. How is everybody doing? Oba Ice, thank you. Nana, bonjour. It's been a while. How are you? Juries in Lagos, thank you. Hashtag Sunday school. The hashtag is Sunday school. Someone was asking me, how did you even come up with this Sunday school theme? And I was like, well, the Yorubas will say, Omo inola aransino. The meaning of that is, it was on the platform of Sunday school that many of us were brainwashed. Except for those who are not Christians. If you're a Christian, you can actually tell me, share your story with us, the fairy tales and the cock and bull stories you were told. So that was where they caught us young. Exactly. So let's use the same Sunday school to reprogram our mindsets about beliefs, about God, about who we are, about our ancestry. Let's use the same thing. So that's exactly. Femi, I've slept. I really slept. Yeah, I've been sleeping well this month. This month has really been a good month for me when it comes to my sleep. Thank you, bro. Mr. Luremi Grand Rising. So that's why, that's the inspiration behind the Sunday session called Sunday School, Unfiltered Sunday School. So basically, what we're going to be doing with Sunday School, Unfiltered Sunday School, is I'm going to be bringing guests to come speak on various issues, on spirituality, psychology, business, name them. Last week we had Dr. Diana, who spoke to us on the business of parenting. And for those who attended, I'm sure you can testify to the fact that it was quite a profound session. Mrs. Juliet, how are you doing today? So today we are moving on to something a bit different from what we talked about last week. So what I want us to do on Sunday School in the month of May, from now to the end of the month of May, is to start looking into African cosmology. There is a Yoruba proverb that says that Odo to ba gbagbe orisun e. You know how it ends, meaning the river that forgets its source would run dry. Right? The reason we have the issues that we currently have in Nigeria, in Africa, Big Bello Magbe exactly, is because a lot of us are still cut off from our roots. We've been told that our authentic, genuine spirituality system is demonic, is evil, and we have to throw them away. How many of you watched the Pope's burial? They call it sacred rituals of the Pope burial. They say sacred rituals. Nobody does ritual more than the Europeans. Nobody. Nobody does ritual more than them. But our own rituals, our own spiritual practice is demonic and evil and dirty. They do rituals for everything. They want to do a football competition, they are doing ritual. They want to do construction, they are doing ritual. They want to do this. But we have been told, when I was growing up, I read a lot about Malcolm X, and I really, really love Malcolm X so much. And one of the speech that he gave was exactly how you do. One of Malcolm X's speech that he gave was, "Who taught you to hate yourself?" I think you should go listen to that video. Who taught you to hate yourself? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the mode of divine fellowship with the divine? Who told you that you are inferior to other people? It's brainwashing. If you teach a lie consistently, after a while it becomes the truth. It's the truth. If you teach a lie, after a while it becomes the truth. And the reason many people may never be able to tap into their originality, who they truly are, is because they are going to keep demonizing their ancestral roots. They're going to keep, when you look at the Benin, for instance, the rich cultural heritage of the Benin people, you look at the historical background, how fleshy it is, their historical background. So you can imagine somebody from Benin saying their ancestors are demonic. That is an ignoramus. That's an ignorant person that you are dealing with, that needs to be free from the chains and shackles of programming, brainwashing. So you see a person from the southeastern part of Nigeria, an Igbo person, saying his ancestors or our ancestors are demonic and evil. So you see, the damage has been done already. And a lot of us are still suffering from the PTSD of the slave trade, of the forceful stripping of our identity, our character, shortchanging our destiny and our power. And many people stopped where their ancestors stopped. And this is why many of the inventions that they are seeing these days, they seem like a big deal to them. There is no big deal. Your ancestors were practicing the supernatural life naturally. It was easy for your ancestors to perform brain surgery. Your ancestors were using alcohol, gin, to perform brain surgery like nothing. Your ancestors were modifying the weather. They will tell rain when to fall and when not to fall. You see what Dubai is doing, cloud seeding, how they are generating flood artificially in China, and you are praising it as technology. Your ancestors have had the strongest, oldest, most powerful, incorruptible technology. But the problem with Africa is we stopped where our ancestors stopped because we have been told that our ancestral system is demonic and evil. And that's why between now and the end of the month of May, we're going to be looking at the different, ethnic cosmology in Africa. The Zulu, the Akans, the Yorubas, the Igbos. I'm going to be bringing a lot of people who are experienced in that area. And that's why we have here this morning Ajemiposi, who is going to be speaking to us on Eledumare Is Pro Women. Eledumare is the divine source of the Yoruba group. And Eledumare is pro women. If there is a group of people that has been so brainwashed and has been used, their energy has been used for years, and they enjoy their energy being used, it is women. Women, the most dangerous thing a man can do to himself is to marry a woman who is ignorant of her power. Women who want to appear weak because they've been told they are weak. Women who want to be sidelined and pushed to a corner of silence because they've been told by organized religion that that's where they belong, in the kitchen and the bedroom. Women who have been lied to. It's the truth, guys. But Eledumare is pro-women. Eledumare is pro-women. And we're going to be looking at why did Eledumare create humans, male and female? They said we're having network issues. Is that true? How did Eledumare create them? I think it will get better, don't worry, Rookie. What are their roles? The creation called woman and her essence by Eledumare. Tap the screen, invite your female friends. Enough of this ignorance. Enough of this, especially you women. The world must go back to authentic feminine energy. If not, you will continue to see chaos everywhere. And we're going to be looking at examples of such timeless Yoruba women deities who are Osun-Aje and Yemoja. So this session is not exclusive to Yorubas. We're still going to have a session for the Igbos, for the Akans of Ghana, for the Zulus of South Africa, and name them. So and we have Ajemiposi here, who is, thank you, who is a scholar and practitioner of Yoruba cosmology. So I'm going to bring her up now, and then we're going to start from here. Please listen, take notes, and rediscover yourself. Thank you. Ajemiposi, you can send a request, or I better send you a request. All right. We're here. It's loading. So
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly. Go ahead, please. Okay. Welcome, Ajemiposi. Thank you. Thank you for finding time to do this. I really appreciate this. Yeah. And over to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the privilege as well and the space to do this. And I know that Eledumare would also reward you because, sure. I mean, when I just rushed in, I'm in the UK for those watching, and today is the London Marathon, and talking about, rituals. The London Marathon is a ritual, whether we want to talk about it or not. But anyway, I have the privilege of living locally to one of the routes. So it behoves on me to participate, just go out there and be a part of that. So I just literally come in from there. So I might look a bit like, but please accept that. But as I was coming in and trying to settle down, I heard the introduction you gave. And FJ, this happens all the time, even during the VIP. I think you actually live around my house, or maybe I should search, because it seems like you've been copying my notes yet again. And we can as well just go home, end of. We've completed the session. And the very important thing there is actually about destiny. And before I start, I just want to welcome everybody to touch their chest and say, I matter. I matter. And just relax your shoulders and say, I matter. I matter. Mo jẹ́ nǹkan láyé, meaning that I'm something in this world. There's more to me than meets the eye. And I think that when we start from there, it takes away that burden. And if anyone has come with any kind of heaviness and anything, just lay it down for the moment whilst you're here. Because the journey of spirituality is so interesting. And I would still go on to the topic, but I needed to do this. It is about two things. If we're taking away anything today from here, I want us to take away two things. And the first thing I want us to take away would be that, we appreciate knowledge, and that knowledge shared is a gift from the universe to us. Because let me tell you the truth, believe it or not, they say there is common sense. Knowledge is not common sense, it is Eden. And in one of the religious books, they said, and I quote, "I will give you the Eden riches of the secret places." Why would, if it was that it was a common thing to humans, why would it be hidden and also in secret places? And you just talked about the burial of the Pope as well, and of course the sacredness of that. So if anyone thought that power, knowledge, wealth is common sense, then it is not. And everyone that is on this page today, on this life, you are searching for something, whether you know it now or whether you don't know it now. But what I would say to you is, go into your mind's eye as I am teaching this. It is not about being right or wrong. And again, because knowledge is diverse and wide and far, what I know might be different from what you know. Don't waste your 40 minutes or less thinking, where did that come from? No, just go inside of you and peruse it inside of you with whatever your life is. Don't really listen to me. Forget this, forget me. I mean, I could even go off the camera. Maybe that would help you focus. I am not in the picture. It is not about me. I know what I know and I am sharing. So just go back inside yourself and say, this message, what is it for me in this? What does it seem like it's talking to in my life? What is it that it could be nudging me towards? Because you're not here by a drift of hair. You're here purposefully. So I hope that we can use that to internalize this message, one. And then the other thing is, my biggest desire would be that this session helps someone to finally settle the issue of their identity. The biggest crisis out there, and FJ loves saying that a lot, is the fact that there is identity crisis. And some people miss the notion of identity because maybe they grew up in an abusive family or adopted, they don't know who their parents and everything is, and there's a disalignment, or someone has said that they've called them bastard, or all of those funny words because they're just words, and that has held some people's destinies from carrying on. What I hope this session would teach would be that you know the mind of your creator, and that it finally grounds you. Your creator, not your father, not your mother, not the bed where they met and gave birth to you, not the village, not anything, because that could change by the virtue of human feelings. Your auntie could have lied to you about how you were giving birth to just to hurt you because your father did something to them some years. Another of your family member could have issues with your parents and call you things and tell you lies. But when you understand your creator's reasons for you and his thoughts towards you, that is the grounding you need for life. Not for this moment after today. It is for the times when you're in confusion. It is for the times you doubt yourself. It is for the times you're in quarrels with people. And human beings, we are good at making others feel small. It is for the times that you can't see anyone that looks like you. It is for the times you're doubting yourself. And it is for the time that you're in many settings and you're like, I've lost my identity, because you could be in the diaspora like I am, and there's racism and all of that, and there's just a way it makes you feel. But this will ground you as a person and make you carry on with life, knowing fully well that who you have business with is your creator. Again, I repeat, not your father, not your mother, not any human being with flesh, but your creator the most important, which is the universe and infinite intelligence. So that is it. So I hope those two things would help put us on the right scale. And I did say to FJ that I hope that this session would be one session, but hopefully, I hope that we could finish it, but it might take longer. But again, that would mean maybe another session all the time, because I think it's
Definitely.
essential that I
Definitely.
teach it rather than rush it, so we get the
Exactly.
foundations right. It is what they call a deliverance service. And then it is also what they call the christening service, because some people, you would then find out who you are and be able to now finally know this is your birth, this is who you are now. So I'll tell you a bit about myself, because how would I just come here and want to come and tell you guys I know this and follow me, believe, and all of that? What gives me the legitimacy? I would say this to you, that my background is really funny, but what I want to say to you is Eledumare found me, and my life path is 7, and that could say a lot. But I have first lived my life before knowing about Eledumare like I know him now, and like I know my life path now. I have lived ahead of this time. So whatever I am now doing is a confirmation, a referencing of that journey so far to where I am now, to now finally crystallize me for sure and for sure that this is the pathway for me. So I grew up with a mother that at age 7, she was made a child servitude. So that means that my mother went to live with her uncle. So she wasn't sent away like a slave or house help, but she went to live with her uncle, her father's brother, at age 7, and she became a servitude. So she was serving them in the household, and they also had their own children, even at age mates of age 7. And she would, so her 2 roles in the family was to take care of the age 7, or her age mates and then to take care of the baby of the house, age 3. So what does this mean? So she'll bait the age 7, it's age 7, the tautology of it, and then the age 3. And then she'll take them to Simi, which is the local way of education then. So, they take them to a place where they will get some education. My mother wasn't allowed to school, so she wasn't taking them to school to be a student herself or be in the class. So when she takes them to school, she has to go and collect fruits from the fruit seller in the local shop and go and hawk, 7-year-old. And that was her own pathway. So she had to take care of these 2 young people, take them to get education, but she has to go and hawk and sell. But I want you to go with this story, because Eledumare was already a part of our journey. And at times, we all want our beginnings or our story to seem perfect. I was given birth to, and I was ushered, and I was given a name, and I was loved and cared. Missing out the path of your life in that journey. Yours may be rocky from the beginning. And I hope this story helps you to see and go back into yourself and look at what you have made of your beginning to hold you back, or keep thinking you're not part of existence. So age 7, let's not forget that. So but for my mother, and for me, this was the biggest flex of Eledumare in her life. My mother didn't feel that there was any inequality towards her. She didn't sense it. She didn't feel, people will, Shima, and I would speak a bit of it. How could you do this? My mother didn't see it as she was a slave. She was just excited that, wow, she's free. She just didn't, she wasn't in that child element to sit down somewhere and say, oh, poor me. She didn't know it. And I think that was Eledumare making her have a seizure at that young age, because how would you not know? Well, my mother didn't know, but let me tell you what happened. She would go and get those fruits, and sell. But Eledumare then made her go and sit by the 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 area where they were still, because schooling then was under the tree really, and they were using boards, like using chalk to write on the board. So it wasn't a classroom. So everything can be happening at the same time simultaneously in an area. And my mother just, again, this could only be a lady man. We just go and perch by the area and sell our fruits. And the sound of ABD, A for apple, B for everything, was how my mother learned and got educated. The sound. A for apple, B, and then a teacher in that school, because it wasn't like a long school, it wasn't like a classroom or anything, then told my mother that when you get home, take their boards and read it so that you also know what they are teaching them. So my mother would take the two kids back home in the evening, and she would go and read under the moonlight whilst everybody is sleeping. Whilst everybody is sleeping, she would take the boards and read it, and that was how she got educated. But let me tell you, the teacher would also then test her. He had a special interest. So Eledumare put someone in a pathway. So who is that one person that, even in all of what you're going through or what you think you're not, that shows interest in you? It might be minute, but they are on your pathway. So my mother just learned from there. But on the other side, she was selling fruits. People loved her that she was a young person, and she was fun with it. She said she would say, "Ọmọdé ni mí, ẹ rajà lọ́wọ́ mi. Ọmọdé ni mí o, ọmọdé ni mí." She made fun of it, and I was like, every time she told me, I'm like, Mom, honestly, I can't believe. I mean, it's crazy. But guess what? People then bought our fruit so quickly, and they bought and paid her much more money. Meanwhile, our uncle's wife, and I'm so sorry I'm taking you through this because it's not really about just going straight to Eledumare in abstract, but practicality. So when she bought those fruits and had sold, her auntie had told her, that's her uncle's wife, had told her how much her own money should be. But my mother then counted the money and realized that if she takes out this woman's money, there was still some money left though. So she decided to keep it. And since our auntie continues to collect the complete amount of money from her and never say, "Oh, me pay, can you call me pay," and something, she felt that must mean this money is mine. Eledumare again stepped in. She now thought, your mind. She now thought that, okay, I'm going to be giving the fruit seller the money to also sell the quantity of the fruit that money captures, and I would sell it. And that was how my mother became an entrepreneur. To cut the long story short, at age 13, she was a millionaire in that time. Her uncle that she went to live with passed away. My mother became the breadwinner. From that thing, she never went back to get educated though. It was from that education she got from under the tree. A teacher helped her, and then the trading, and by that time she had gone on to really establish trading. And that was how she became an established woman. And then she went on to help other kids around her that were also like proper child slaves, or that they were house helps and everything. And she taught them the same pattern. And they were the 7 people that were friends for that life. And they were millionaires, and they were established. And that was how they became entrepreneurs. So their own entrepreneurship was not that, it was their life path. It was like they just needed to do something, and then they learned it organically. How can a 7-year-old think in that way? How could she be a millionaire at 13? How could she not know she was being abused? How come? Because Eledumare Mansion Dede. No matter the journeys that you're in, the Creator has a perfect will for you. So that's the introduction of the practicality of Eledumare. So now, let me go back to who Eledumare is. And Eledumare, like FG had talked about earlier, is the owner of the multiverse. We live in a multiverse. It's unbelievable, the vastness of it. Don't even try to start thinking about the depth and the width of existence. You would just crumble. But Eledua is infinite. Eledua is the innovator, in the intelligence, the owner of the universe. All of the air we breathe, the energy, everything encompassing. So in the Yoruba cosmology, we believe that every time Eledumare had the breath, or Eledumare was doing something, he was the first one that was journaling. And we are actually following Eledumare's footsteps when we journal. So Eledumare's thoughts, ideas, creation was created in 265 odus. So that is like the learned, the sacred knowledge, the encompassing knowledge. Everything about space, anything about humans and everything was wrapped up in these 265 odus. And these 265 odus make up the whole of the knowledge of the Yoruba cosmology. There's nothing you're looking for. It is encompassing, and it is timeless as well, and it is infinite as well, and it is also generational as well, and it is intergenerational as well. So generations have used it, we're using it, and then the next generation would also use it. And that's the beauty of the Odus. Now, when the Odus, when Eledumare was creating any of his thoughts and, keeping it for humanity, for all of his creations, one thing I also want us to be learning as we are going is, what are you keeping as your learned knowledge for your children? What are you keeping as this is our practice? This is what we do. This is what has helped our journey. How are you documenting anything? Because we've seen it in creation. And like I said, if your deal and your existence is about your creator on the face of the earth, why don't you start doing things Eledumare is doing and directly, and you won't have any gap, and you begin to forget about flesh man, flesh woman, and then you're in sync with your creator, and then you're at peace with yourself as to your life and what you want to do. So Eledumare created all of those odors, and we, as humans, we were part of it, his creation. And like I said, it's a multiverse. Many of us, and actually, I think you said it not too long ago as well in one of the classes, is that we've been here several times. Some of you, you've been stones, though. You've been water. You've been a cow. You've been an animal. We've been everything, because it wasn't about human beings as this flesh is the best of the best, and then the next multiverse, or like some people said, they went to the moon or somewhere space in 10 minutes or something. It is so vast, and it's Eledumare's creation. He wants all of his creation to experience it, to love it. So we were spirit beings, and we were also, listen guys, we were also free-willed. We already had free will. There was no, you can't, you shouldn't, you won't, you aren't. Nothing like that. You were a free spirit. Like, if you wanted to go into a galaxy right now, you tell Eledumare and he says, well, I passed your journey to go. And you also had your groups, your egbe. You had, you were communal, because again, Eledua does meaning that we have always been communal, even with Eledumare. We were created as his companions, even before the earthly companions of community. Because that communication, going to Eledumare, enjoying others, is also communication. So Eledumare really wanted partnership with us. It is not a flex thing of, I dominate you, I want to put fear in you. It was just his own vastness of, this is the beauty that I can create, and you're part of that. So you were fully free, free-willed. You were not meant to be quiet and be there, be insecure. No. Honestly, it was like you were naked and you didn't need to be wearing clothes, indeed. And you didn't know you were naked. So sometimes some of the stories they've copied about you're being naked and all of that, And like I said, Eledumare created all of us. So you were not from anybody's ribs. You're not ribo. You're not rib of a man, no. You're not rib of a woman, no. You were a spirit being with right intentions by Eledumare. You are his good thing. His thoughts came and he created you as one of its spirits. And you could metamorphosize into anything. You're a free-willed human being. And whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, whether you're in Japan, whether you're in India, wherever you are a thoughtfully made person, you're not a rebel. You are not. So please understand that, because one of the things about when someone says, oh, you come from another person, that means you don't have your own identity. You have your identity in Eledumare, in Yoruba culture. You have it. It is solid. It is foundational. It is not, there's no brainer about it. Now, how do we, so like I said, male, female, because everything is duality. We had the energy and the spirit of the male and the female because it wasn't separate. So in all of us, that duality till today is that, the feminine and the masculine. We all have the masculine and the feminine. But again, it would be also because Eledumare's gift to you is that you're concretely made of female. Whenever you want to come to the earth and you're leaving your egbe and you've told them I'm going to the earth and it's a journey, I'll come back this number of years. When I'm going, keep my household, though, take care of my family home and all that. And that goes back to culture and ancestral roots and our homes, that you did it in the metaverse. So why would you on earth forget your lineage? Why would you not know your hometown? Why would you not take care of your own home? And at times, because it is that you've created your home here on earth, at times things are not working for you because you had promised, and it is not different because as it is above, so it is below. There is no difference to it. It should not be different. Actually, it should be aligned. So if you don't know anything about your lineage anymore, you don't know your language, you don't know your communal and all of that, I'm not saying go back but at least get to understand it. And you can instantly get back by even in your soul right now and saying, my ancestors, forgive me. It was a time I didn't know. I welcome you back. Do you know Eledumare does not need baptism? It is not until you go and wash your head and it is a knowing. Once you know, unlearn and know and get back on track. Eledumare is not about ego. He doesn't care that he just wants you to know your path, what you're here to do, enjoy doing it, lay the foundation, pass it on, help as many others, and carry on. So when we were coming to the world, and that goes to our palms, you can look at your palm, you can see all the marks. This palm tree can never be the same in two people, even if they're twins. So when you were coming to the world, which is another form part, you were in another multiverse verse, and you said, oh, I'm now coming to the Eledumare said, oh, Damutigbo, I have heard you. Go and choose what you want to choose. And that is where he would then ask the Alamo to go with you to Igbodu. You're going into that multiverse that Eledumare is knowledge, is wisdom, to go and pick. So this mark is what you chose. It was when you chose that this marks came. And that is why it is only to you. And it is peculiar to you. It is I've never heard it, unless someone wants to put in the chat that, they know of somebody that the palm tree and their fingerprints is the same. Like, exactly. It will never be. And these things are not found exactly. That is where you're exactly. I'm reading the chat as well. And someone says that this is where your Odu is encoded exactly. So when you go in there and choose, guess what? FJ, I'm sure we would stop where we have to stop and continue some other time. When we went into that Igbodu, Ìbà fún àwọn tó ní ẹni, ìbà fún àwọn tó láyé, ìbà fún Elédùmarè, ọba àjíkẹ́, ọba àjíkẹ́. ọba dáadáa, ọba tó pé tán, ọba tó mọ̀, ọba tó níyì, ọba tó nímọ̀ tó fún wa nínú ẹ̀. Ìbá yín kò ṣe ọ̀ àárín yín fín, àpè yín fúṣì, àpè yín láti fi kún ìmọ̀ ní ìbá yín kò ṣe. So I'm just venerating Eledumare because it came to me right now to give veneration to Eledumare because we're talking about his entity. So guess what, guys? And this always makes me very emotional. When we went into the multiverse, Eledumare was naked with us. When you went in to pick whatever, you had a glimpse of everything Eledumare. Whatever it could be. And that's our subconscious. You captured it. You were dazed. You saw the technology of the future. You saw, you knew, you were just amazed. And what you thought was, oh, you went in and picked it for 10 minutes. It could have actually been 1,000 years of the wonder whilst you were in Igbodu. It was not a hurried journey. You knew, you found. So when you dream, when you have a remembrance, when your subconscious comes forth with something, don't be dismissal. Live consciously. You're a computer base. You're a database. You go into the Akashic records, that's it. You saw it all. Eledumare showed you. You saw India. You saw it, or you saw underwater. You saw in the air. Everything Eledumare. You saw it in that split, seemingly second, but that was transient. But it could have been 1,000 times. It could be to the extent, if you're leisurely like me, at times I feel people have to say, move away, Joe, because I can look at one thing and look at it from up and, you were leisurely because there was no hurry or hurry for Eledumare and yourself. It was about beauty. It was about gifting. It was about sharing. It was about enjoyment, basking in it. And, nothing was about come and go and rush and nothing. So those of us that are complaining, we chose to be in Nigeria. We all chose Nigeria. We chose it. We chose it. If you're short, you were the one that chose. You go back. You chose it. Whatever talent, if you're a salesperson, you chose it. You did. Because you were given free will. It wasn't like, okay, Eledumare didn't have time. He had created the perfect will of heaven and earth. He had created he just said, go in there and pick. Like a free, will. And you went in there and you chose to pick those things. Now, maybe whilst you chose, maybe you chose Nigeria for a reason. We need to go back and ask ourselves, why did I choose this continent? Not to say, because you were not absent-minded. Now, after that, glamorous time in there and enjoying yourself, Eleda did not choose Nigeria for you. You, Emory, you chose it, like I've said. Your palm tree does not lie to you. You chose, and that is why the evidence is there. Eledumare put it there so that when you're saying Eledumare will choose, no, Eledumare will unless you don't have the lines on your palms, would mean that, and there hasn't been any creation that was in that way, shape or form. I haven't heard it. So you chose though. No. If you say you chose poverty, I'll get to the point of poverty because but I'll get there. So anyway, when you chose, and again, women too chose. You were not made to be anybody's ribs that you gladly went in there. You saw, you chose. Eledumare wasn't about, you are now a woman and you're separated and everything. He gave us the same leverage, the same grounding. So you are as equal as anything. And my background I've been a gender advocate for years, worked with the Nigerian parliament around many domestic violence or gender equality laws, as well as in the UK, the FGM laws, women equality laws and everything. And we've advocated on women's rights for land and all of those things in the physical realm of the world. But I have since learned that it is the Eledumare that made us equal. Humanity will not make you equal, women. Don't find equality on the face of the earth. Don't find it in men and women and structure, society, all those things. The quality you need to know is that your Eledumare brought you, thought about you, and it made you equal from the beginning. And that knowledge will set you free, because once you know who you're dealing with that has made you who you are, everything the world denies you, you have the same right as yourself. As long as you Eledumare ó ti dá mi pé, go for it. But of course, the world has taught us about the emotions and the feeling down and the oppression and all of that that made us lose our self-agency, and we're seeking it from the world. And if we don't get it from the world, we think we'll never be complete, and we don't try to be complete. And it is not about women's feminism in that sense, that, oh, my rights and everything. No, it is about pro-women. It is that as women, the day you choose to say, today, I'm going to use my senses, I'm going to be consciously living, I'm a giver, I am not reduced. It doesn't mean I can't chat with someone. It doesn't mean I can't plan. The sort of people I will deal with are people that want to work with me, plan with me, which I'm entitled to. People that want to be a partner with me. Then those are the things that from that moment you are in alignment with your equality with Eledumare. When you use your common sense to say, if this man says, or if anybody says my health is not important, my health is important. I won't let you tell me my health is not important. When someone puts you in a place of safety, unsafety, and you choose to say, I'm going to go and put my safety is my priority, I am not compromising on that. That is you being equal. The day you say, I know the pattern of this partner of mine probably is not good with money and all of that, but I am going to make sure we have two accounts, the joint one, so that there is no noise, but I would not compromise on my savings and my own finances ever. That is your equality right there. The day he treats you badly and calls you, look at you, after 4 children, look at all the stretch mark on your body and everything, and you decide to say, it is a sacrifice that is meant to be made, and I am still beautiful. That is your equality right there. Your I can even tell you, I have brothers, and even when you lose your inheritance because you're a girl child and everything and all of that, the day you say, I would be as wealthy as anything. That is your equality right there. But if you're waiting for the flesh of human beings to give you equality, women's right equality, and you will not live a fulfilled life, and you'll be lost in transition. And you would not live a happy life, and you would die because of domestic violence and all that, because you chose not to choose yourself. After knowing your Eledumare, your creator created you complete. It is not common sense, we said. So what you need to know today is what Eledumare says. You are already of wealth in you. You're a creator with Eledumare. So at no point should whatever else take you away from that knowledge of who you are completely. You don't need a third party. You don't need validation. You don't need a church. You don't need a Christian. You don't need your sister. You don't even need your friend. You don't even need you. Once you know that, continue on your journey as whole and accept yourself in that consciousness. Don't be unconscious for yourself and society. That is your equality that you are looking for. It is not the equality of how can you say that the world that loves self, the self, ego, will give up some rights and say that they want to give you way of rights? You have to take it by force. And taking it by force is not saying, change it for me. You change it for you. Ownership is what you need to do first and foremost. So when you now chose those whatever you chose, women and men, it was molded into your ori, ibafunrio, ibakushe, ibafuri, ibafuri. And that is why Yoruba says that ori la bakoko bo kato bo orisha, meaning your head is your deity. You have a personal deity. All of you that are afraid of Osun and all those, hey, I don't want to share issues thing and all that. You already have, you're even a deity yourself, your head, unless you don't have a head. If you have this head though, it wakes up with you. It goes with you everywhere. When you even do those things, you know what I mean now, and all those, your head doesn't have a choice. It goes with you. It is first your deity. It is first your God. Because this is where everything you chose with your hands went into. This is your database. That is why you must make sure that it is not corrupted by anything. This is why you must make sure that it is not obsolete. This is why you must boost it. You must use 5G of it. You must worship it. You must, you must venerate it. You must sing to it. You call your partners, baby, baby, baby. What is the name of your head? Have you given it a nickname? Do you speak to it? Do you, what do you do? This is your God. This is your mini God. This is you. This is the whole of you, your hori. And I will validate that for you. The sperm, when it goes into the V place, what that thing swimming, what is it? It's the head. And that is why babies come out with the head. That is a pathway. It is always first the head. Because that is the thing. That is your carrier. That is your body case. So your head is, worship your head at all times. And your intuition is the voice of your head. It's communicating, it's downloading those things to you. It's telling you. But we have been taught to think that our help is from the hills, from somewhere outside. When your help is your head, we call your head at all times. Ori o bá mi lọ, ori o bá mi jí, ori bá mi sùn, ori bá mi gbé, ori fọpọ là wá fún mi. Ori, when you worship your head, worship. That is why you make your hair beautiful. It is not because it is the latest anything. That is why, and guess what? People that wrap their heads, they know what they're doing. People that wear the hijab and all of that, it's the preservation of their temple. So ignorance is why people will put down other people's religion. And again, people covering up their body, they have the right to. It means that they understand that they are all energy and data. They don't want it corrupted. That is why there won't be destiny swaps. What will you swap? The cloth now. You're not getting to the original. So they are wise in their practices. So don't be quick to, look at the dressing like a ninja. That is the highest of wisdom, if you don't know. When people wrap their head, when people have dreads, when people leave their dreads and all of that, it is because of the power and the energy. Not because, Rastafari, well, that is another culture that we would get into. But that is just to show you that the head. And then for a woman, when you're a woman and Eledumare partners with you, we are partners with Eledumare excessively than men, because Alamo that went with you to pick your Odu is like your support, your praise singer, the person saying to you, the journey will be okay. The journey will be nice. You will enjoy it. You can pick this. Oh, you were asking Alamo. Alamo, how those that have gone ahead of me, how did they? And Alamo was gisting you. And that is the essence of men. The essence of a man is to ease humanity, anyone coming from that big temple, with the mind of what God wants us to really be. So a man is your support. A man should ease things, build peace, and be the servant of, like, the honorable chief, what's the word I'm looking for? Chief of staff of Eledumare. You are the heartbeat of Eledumare men. Eledumare, I've told you his nature has not been gra-gra, has not been force. So when Eledumare gives you the role to accommodate and go with people to that Odu. It's saying to you that if I am even absent, you are God. And that role there is an accomplice of God. So anything a man should be, they should look at the nature of God. Eledumare, is he kind? Is he a thought leader? Is he innovative? Is it a settler of issues in the technological way, in the administrative, technical way? Then women, we are mother nature. Our womb, that is why they call it mother nature. You're a mother and you're a nature because the womb, guess what the womb is? Is the replica of Odu, Igbo Odu, is the replica of the multiverse of Eledumare.
Wow.
You are the mini me of Eledumare. That is what your womb is. And if you want to argue that with me and say, ordinary womb, when you mistakenly suck an orange and you throw the seed on the floor, if it is on a green earth and you go back, it would be growing. True or false? Now, if you did the deed for 1 second and the sperm just gets in there, whether you like it or not, it will become a child now. If it is fertile ground too. And all the nutrients that will build the child and everything was already there, and so is the earth. Everything that will make the fruit, the seed germinate, to make it grow, the expansion of it, and you women, that is the same with your multiverse. That is what your womb is. So every time you are doing the Jeki, you are giving someone access to go and pick, like you chose from the original Odu, Igbo Odu. You're also allowing that, to choose and pick. It was not just sleep the sleep, and they've chosen for a lifetime because they take you with them and whatever you become. So our wombs are, the multiverse in itself. And then the other thing about it is that after the womb, and as mothers, I don't know if TikTok would allow the word, the breast, yeah? You breastfeed. And that is the same with the universe, which Eledumare is. Whether you like it or not, it would rain. That gives us food. The soil will be tilted. That gives us food. We need fresh air. That gives us food. There is sunlight, there is daylight, just as. And women, do you ever stop at being a woman, a giver, a nurturer, a friend, administrator? Everything that Eledumare is using to also administer the earth, you are doing. So you have never been a weak soul as a woman. You're a partner with Eledumare. You have as much, and your period, because again, your period comes, monthly and all. Remember with men, it's the one deed and they're gone. And you carry the 9 months and it ceases. And then once you finish having your baby or anything, you carry on. And even as a woman, you would have a period for as long as it is possible. And you've already had, your eggs, the number of eggs in you, which you chose. So if you chose one egg, is you remember you chose by yourself, the palm mystery. So at times people, you don't know, because we're not conscious, we go through so much emotional pain and damage because of lack of awareness. Some people, you didn't choose children because your energy may not have wanted it, and you didn't know that. And then you're just going around and giving your money to IVF basta. You're giving yourself, and you're killing yourself rather than finding out. And I saw the question there, someone saying, how did I come to know myself? Okay. So, but, because it's really about women, I didn't want it to make it about myself personally, but I would do that just to round up. And FG, please remind me the time I have so that we can. You
have like 20 minutes, but then
okay.
I know that we're still going to continue this probably next week, but you have 20 minutes for now.
Yeah. Okay. So, so at the end of the day, what this is saying to us as women is that, one, everything you need to be a woman was consciously thought of. Like I said, you're not anybody's rib. you already were loved and you were already thought of in terms of your dignity. You were given dignity. You were already equal. You were already a good thing. You already had free will. And then, most importantly, you already were assigned a role of partnership with Eledumare. So maybe it's community building, whatever you're doing that you're using your hands to do and using for humanity, whatever you're doing, you're a partner with above Boshishe, you're a partner with Eledumare. So whatever we see in the society today of anything about women, the mistreatment and everything, it's because of the human flesh of this universe. But in that, it goes back to what I said initially about why you're on this platform today, about why it is not common sense for knowledge to be common. It is because it is sacred, and you've come here because your soul is searching. And maybe you're someone that someone has bastardized and you don't have self-dignity anymore. You're down and out, or you are even someone bold. You want to go for it. If your mind can see it, you chose it. Go for it. Damn society. Because when I say damn society, I don't mean be arrogant and everything. What it means is stay your lane. Just be on your own lane. Just be on. You know what? She likes money. Be on your lane. She's not even respectful. Don't become emotional. And that also goes to, because I say that a lot. And when we talk about, oh, the man should love me now, and if he doesn't love me, and then you buy yourself, because it should be about whether another human being loves you or not. Love yourself. Because if someone else doesn't love you, you mean you won't experience love? You won't take care of yourself? You won't buy yourself gifts? You won't spend your money on you? You won't take care of your health? You won't aspire and do things? You won't travel? You won't see the world? You are waiting for the other sex and you're putting, all of your life in one person's hand. It should be a partnership. If they do it, fine. If they don't, be on your lane. Because you already have the resources within you to be everything and everything. Apart from that, you're a damn good thing. Women, you're administrator, you multitask. Men really can, I'm sorry for this. Men, I'm sorry. I apologize. Men cannot really, women, I'm whispering to us, men don't know how to multitask. We do it. We can do 50 things. I mean, this morning I'm back. Women turn it into strength. And I always feel surprised when women have CVs and they say, oh, I have no experience. Abba, you navigated 4 babies in that your womb successfully. That is administration. That is skill. That is experience. You're running a home successfully on little resources. That is skill set. Turn it, amplify the volume. You go to the market. You already have enough money, but women, we love to argue. We will argue your pricing. That is negotiation. Turn it into a life skill. So you have never at any time not have skill sets. So for me, and the bigger part of it is, since forever and ever will the earth be the earth, and the earth will prosper, and the earth will continue to do the will of Eledumare, and I am I'm his partner, I would ask the earth for my own dividends. So when you lack, ask the earth. Look within, what do you have? You have never been poor. You have never lacked it. What you may have lacked is the drive to go for it without the emotions. Because let me tell you, and if Eledumare says in my part here, if tomorrow anything happened to my finances, and things have happened though, but have just always been able to be the person that will bounce back. And I have not said that I don't cry, I don't have issues. But you know what? I give myself a timeline. Like, is it 1 month you want to roll and cry? Is it 1 year? Just do your thing, because again, it's a ritual. Turn everything into, become an alchemist and turn everything into a ritual back onto the Eledumare. Like, if something goes wrong in your life, just say back to Eledumare that, okay, maybe I've misstepped and everything. Okay, use this as a new offering of helping me to get back on track. the times they broke your heart, you can write a book on heartbreak and how your heart should not be broken 55 times. Someone can write how your heart should not be broken 12 times, how your heart should not be broken in Shekiri, how your heart should not be broken in your, you can turn it around if you are in tune with yourself. So women, what I was saying is, if I ever found that I don't have a source of livelihood, my dear, I would wear heels. I will still have my makeup, my hair, and everything. I will sell ice water on the road joyfully because Eledumare said, I have wealth in me. You won't tell me otherwise. If you say to me that I missed a flight, which I have done, and oh, I have missed a big appointment and everything, I'll go on sightseeing. That means I should see something else in that town. If someone says I am now fat and everything, my new tribe like me fat, I will have a way to always turn it. So women, when you live consciously of who you are, you would have fun for yourself. At times, I think I need 48 hours in 24 because you won't have time for gossip or fight, or you are just on your own lane because you want to fulfill that saying that you're equal with the Lady Mary. And your thinking faculty, your head, by the time you venerate your Ori, by the time you remember your ancestors, by the time you affirm, by the time you do your journaling, by the time you 24 hours is gone now. So your wealth is already in you. All those things you do, whatever, and then your mind doesn't cease from giving you ideas, innovation, and everything. It's just a matter of you two there. Now that you know that you can do it, and if you look within history, you'll find that there are people that have done it, and that takes us to the female orishas that we can look at. Eledumare had the female deity Yemoja. Yemoja was so powerful. Yemoja is the goddess of water, and her color is blue and white, which is the shade of water anyway, depending on where you're looking at it. And she's known to be maternal. She loves children. She's a blesser of your wealth. And then she's also a blesser of unions. She loves community. She loves trade. So anything you want and everything, look at the history of Yemoja. You have an example. If you don't have good role models of women, if the deities can be successful, and they are examples you can follow them. Don't be void of a connection, because whether you like it or not, we continue in the lineage, and that is about the mitochondrial genes, that we are one. It is still that one that has been split. So look onto Yemoja for that beauty, look on her for motherhood, look on her for that. And then Osun is another a priestess that was about beauty. She was so beautiful that men would queue up to date and take her, and she would just sit in her regalia and be having fun with herself. She was not chasing any man. You know what I'm saying? She was not chasing. She was just good, and the people that knew she was good came to her. And she was also a goddess of healing. So depression and all that, she was a merry-go person. And I feel that I'm more Yemoja, Osun, and later I found out that because at the end of the day, she was bubbly. She wants to go out. She wants to mix. So you have that nature of person, you have something similar to Osun. And all of these women, they were goddesses of water. And if you understand water as wealth, which is another class entirely, water, and do you know what nations will kill for? Fighting for their waterways. So the wealth of water already, they have it. So the power they have of wealth, whatever they created in their time, you also have it. It is not that you're worshiping them as a god outside. You're worshiping them in connection to what they stood for. So you have good role models. You have examples. You can call them daily. You can be them. You can choose to be wearing blue after all, don't you buy designer wears? Are you not following Dio? Are you not following before the China saga? Were you not designering and buying designer? So you don't want to buy the designer of blue or of Yemoja. You don't want to buy the designer of yellow of Osun. You don't want to use water. They have not even asked you for premium water. Take water and say, if you work for Osun, Osun work for me. It is now that is diabolic. Don't let them lie to you. So at the end of the day, women, and I hope it takes us back to what I said at the beginning, that I hope it crystallizes for you and it, removes every doubt of weakness in you. Every doubt of I am not enough. Every doubt of whatever you're doing it in partnership with it. Even if you're a mother, that is noble. If you're a trader, be joyous in whatever you are. Be, I tell myself this a lot. I say I'm a good thing, and that's why I started by saying I'm a damn good thing. I'm so damn good. I'm sorry if you have to, if you don't have eyes to see it, but I am a damn good thing. If you don't come from, and it is not you being pompous or you're too much. And what's the definition of too much? That you know yourself, then be too much. But if you don't crystallize and ground yourself in what Eledumare makes you, and you're looking for it from human beings with flesh, you would never find it. And I think I can live with the fact that it is Eledumare, the infinite intelligence, that will be here long after men and women, long after waters and air, long after humanity and eternity, that has said so about me. That means I'm infinite. So it will serve me a lifetime. I would rather trust in that than what my father didn't say. Some people were abused by their fathers, mothers, and everything. Now we're saying separate that, leave that. What did your maker say? And I've just told you his mind towards you. And that is a better deal that will take you through life. And then he's made you a partner. And he's loved you. And he likes you. I mean, gosh, that's a billionaire I'm looking at right there. So, ladies, have a party of one. Enjoy. Be happy you're a woman. No? Be happy. And always remind yourself, don't let it be too far gone before you bring yourself back. I'm not saying this scrapes away the issues of life, but in it all, through it all, be grounded that Eledumare first made you equal and that you're equal. Equality of this world, we are only fighting for it to ascribe it. I even contested elections saying maybe I can become. We won't find it there because of the jerky powers of humans. But Eledumare is one that stays in your heart, that you wake up with. It gave you your head that is there for you. It gave you your soul, your womb. And, on another session, maybe not here, talking about the power of your period and all of those things are not diabolical. They're powers. You can use it to reactivate connection to humanity, to your ancestors, and call back what you need. It is not vigils and 40 days, 40 nights, 40 days. It is so personal. You're already a deity yourself. And I fear you. And I fear you too, FJ. May it be well with us. So, Ashe.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Wow. This is mind-blowing. This is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Thank you so much for this session. Thank you so much. And I'm very sure that listeners also caught a lot of insights from this session, especially women, and we're going to have a repeat of this. There will be a part 2 of this session in May, because I know there are a lot of other things that you want to say.
I think we should have a solely women's class so we can really go down and open up, because there's some things that I can't say on here because of those that but as they bring it, I will give it back to them. But at the end of the day, because again, you could do restitution, and when they say reborn, born again, and all of those things, no, we could actually go through what we can do. Ordinary bowl of water, you can get back into track of who you are. So I think that session, if people say they want it, we could do that so that we help people get back on track of who they are. And, like I said, I've been a gender advocate and everything. I now know that the my real calling, like I said, that journey of my mother, of that strength she had and how she made it, and myself being a gender advocate and where I am now, and how I became it, I will tell us another day. It has shown me that it is for women to know that they're equal with God. That is my calling. Like, you should know. It is not anything else. Because if that foundation is right, every other thing will be right. And I think it is something Eledumare wants. So I thank you again for the platform to be able to do this. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much.
So I am very sure that a lot of women wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
They wouldn't mind that exclusive session for women, which is definitely going to be on a platform like Zoom or Google Meet. So what we're going to do is we're going to put something together that would be like a proper session for women. Then we can share the other, because I know there are several other insights that you have to share that we may not be able to even share on the general TikTok social media platform. So thank you so much for this. Thank you so much. And guys, go and follow Ajemiposi now on TikTok. She's always, throwing live sessions. She started live sessions. I really like that. And she shares insights and all that. So go follow her right now. I think the account is Ajemiposi, right?
Yeah, it is.
Ajemiposi. Ajemiposi.
Ajemiposi. Yeah.
Yes. So go follow her right now, and then you can keep up with what she's doing on our platform. So thank you so much once again. And guys,
Thank you.
Okay, before we close, I just feel that you should do some blessings for us in the Yoruba way. Thank you.
Okay. I would love to do it in the Yoruba way, but let me know if you can hear the sound. Can you hear it?
Yes, I can hear it.
You can put your hands on your head. Ìṣoríire o, ẹlẹ́dàá mi, mo dúpẹ́ o.
Kì í ṣoríire o, ẹlẹ́dàá mi, má dúpẹ́ o. Olódùmarè, ọba òkè, Olódùmarè ọba ayé, Olódùmarè ọba gbogbo ènìyàn, Olódùmarè ọba ìràwọ̀, Olódùmarè ọba òṣùpá, Olódùmarè ọba òrùn, Olódùmarè ọba gbogbo ohun tó ń bẹ lójú ọ̀run, Olódùmarè ọba àjíkí, Olódùmarè ọba àjíyìn, Olódùmarè ọba òṣùmàrè, òṣùmàrè méje, òṣùmàrè àkọ́kọ́, ó pé jíjí tí mo jí lónìí.
So thank you guys. So it's not incantations. You are, Ashe means what Eledumare, what you've chosen with your palms, what your head desires for you, let it come to pass. So we don't pray. We command it forth. Ibakoshe ile, meaning that the day will break. Let it happen. The God of the universe, let it be so. So Ibakoshe means that let that has been the whole assignment of existence come to pass. So it's not a big thing. So every time you want to do anything is the Bakoshe. And I want to quickly say this, it just came to my mind. One of the very big powers of women in Yoruba cosmology, and perhaps it is so in every other, I don't know. Do you know, in Yoruba cosmology, and think this thing through, guys. In Yoruba cosmology, they can never do any consultation, big, small, tiny. They have to use your mother's name.
Exactly.
They have to use your mother's name and your name. So in my case, my name, my mother's name. So every single day, and mothers, it's a gift. Are you saying if you pass on, your kids should never remember you again? For all you've done, for the good you were, and then you've become, they should just forget you. But on the day that Eledumare has done is, woman, know that you are my partner. Before they can consult me, Eledumare, your name as a mother. That's, I mean, that's a flex on another
Wow.
level. So
Wow.
I thank us for it. Yeah. Thank you.
This is
Thank
awesome. Thank you so much once again, Ajemiposi, and
welcome.
thank you so much, guys, for listening. Please do follow her on TikTok, Ajemiposi, Ajemiposi. And we're going to make sure we put together the exclusive session for women off
Yes,
social
Femi
media.
Aregbesola. Yes, I am Ijebu. I'm from Ikorodu.
Yeah, Mr. Femi Agbeshola is also like us, so yeah. So thank you so much, guys, and have a great
Thank you.
week ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. All right then. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.